waiting in limbo. More than 7,000 men and women right now, including Hoosiers, wait to see if they will be sent back to prison. In the final days of the Trump's presidency, the Justice Department's Office of Legal Counsel issued this memo stating those released to home confinement due to COVID should be sent back to prison once the pandemic is, quote, over. But that goes against what the formerly incarcerated were told. Kevin Ring is the president of FAM, joining us along with Eddie Bolio this morning, who is on confinement as we speak, to answer some questions about what this means and what it could mean for families and loved ones. Good morning to the two of you. Kevin, welcome back to the show. I want to start by just talking to you. I know you have, a lot of concern about this. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, people who were sent home during the pandemic, the Justice Department said they were the lowest risk people. They were told they wouldn't have to come back. Many went back, reintegrated with their children, their spouses, their loved ones. Some started college and schooling. Others went back to work with the idea that they weren't going to have to come back. And now thousands have been told that they will have to come back when the pandemic ends. And it's not going to make us any safer, and it's absolutely cruel to these families, and we don't know why they're not getting resolution from the Biden administration. The Biden administration should rescind this legal memo that is calling them back and just let them get on with their lives.
People are seeing this hashtag on social media, keep them home. That's what this is about, if you've seen it. Eddie, I want to jump to you. You've been on home confinement for about a year. I think that some people have a misconception when they think of quote unquote prisoners, bad people. Oh my gosh, we're not safe. What do you want to say to those that are concerned and say, yeah, you should go back?
Well, everybody that is on home confinement right now in the federal system has no violence in their history and is a minimal risk to recidivate, meaning a minimal risk to offend again. And the very nature of what Kevin was saying is nobody told us that there'd be an opportunity to go back. And the reality is, if the BOP followed the rule of law under the First Step Act, a lot of these people would have been home already just based on the earned time credits that they should be getting automatically.
It's a very good point. You were in Terre Haute. You've been out, I believe, now for a year. Can you quickly tell me how your life has changed and what you've done to kind of, like you said, get back into society and do the things that the BOP and basically, the United States wants you to do?
Well, the biggest thing is being part of your family again. If you look at what's going on in America today, the most important thing is having two parents if two parents are available. And the day that I came home, seeing the reaction on my kids and my wife just being back together, that for just support, if nothing else, is priceless. There's many studies that show single parent families struggle more than dual parent families, and you should have both of them around, whether it's a dad or a mom. Kids will grow up better and be safer with both parents compared to one parent. And that's no knock on single parent families, but if the availability to have both parents is there, they should have them. And I was at a minimum security camp, and if you went to a minimum security camp, you would ask yourself, why are these people even here? The federal system is much harsher than the state system. They overcharge, they over-sentence, and they basically over-punish. People for the same crimes in the state system would have been released in less than half the time that most people in the federal system would be.
I know, and I want to jump in here real quick because we're out of time, and I want to give Kevin the final word here. Kevin, what do you want people to do? And I'm going to get to what you're saying on the screen. We can take that down because I'm going to do that in a second. But Kevin, final word, what do you want people to know?
I want people to weigh in with the Biden administration, realize this is a grave mistake. He promised to reduce incarceration. Sending thousands back is a terrible start. So join FAM in calling for the reversal of this memo.
You too. I appreciate it. I wish we had more time. As always, it goes so fast. Thank you both so much. We wish you the best of luck, Eddie and Kevin, as always. Thank you. I want to talk to you about this. What do lawmakers think? I reached out to Indiana lawmakers for comment and received this response for Representative Congressman Andre Carson. He says, in part this, the whole point of allowing compassionate releases during this COVID-19 pandemic was to avoid infections and reduce the health risk for those most vulnerable. That's why I have joined my colleagues in writing to President Biden, Attorney General Garland, and urging them to reverse the Trump administration's cruel and misguided decision to require thousands of people currently serving the remainder of their sentences on home confinement to return to federal prison. I will have his full response on my Twitter page. I also reached out to Senator Todd Young in his office. They told me they did not wish to comment on this topic. Senator Mike Braun, also their folks did not respond to my email at all. If you would like more information on Kevin Ring and FAM and what they're doing, their link, fox59.com/Angela Answers, is on our website.